What's happening, folks? Gene here, Double S Podcast opinion video under the Shots Fired segment. Hey man, this one's for my young friends, the young listeners that are following us in on this, because it's actually a little bit deeper of a topic than what comes to mind, but it can be summed up pretty simple. And this is folks now, this younger generation that doesn't like our support for Israel. Now, and I'm not talking about the ridiculous morons that are out there pro-Palestine. No, I'm talking about the people that the liberal mindset, which, as you know me, that's not a bad thing. The liberal mindset that our, us supporting Israel is just shouldn't be done. We need to get out of this mess. Okay, because you know what? There's some validity in that, to say that. However, this topic, you gotta think about this. First and foremost, that section of the world over there is currently, has been for thousands of years, always really dicey, okay? It's an area where, unfortunately, a lot of shit seems to get stirred up and started in that neck of the woods, or we can trace the roots back to a lot of ignorant shit that happens around the world. We can trace their roots back to that area in the world. We don't have any real true allies in that area, and I mean true allies, other than Israel. Okay, we do a ton of information and technology and testing and military and intelligence sharing with Israel in that area. If we were to stop all support of Israel, it would not take too many tens of years before Israel turned into nothing but a battle zone. Okay? Constantly being pressured and beat up from the outside by neighboring countries. Now, you can go to the wise or whatever if you want, but I don't want to get caught down in those weeds, because it's not really relevant to the point that I'm going to make to you as to why we absolutely need to continue to support Israel. And for the young friends that are putting this on this current administration and trying to use it as yet another reason to support their Trump deranged syndrome, you gotta understand, he didn't start this, not even remotely close. Okay? This president, nor the last one, nor the one before, Israel, the support for Israel has been around for a good 40, 50 years here, okay? As far as the kind of support we're talking about here today. It was right after World War II that there started to become some real alliances and such that started to come about. But the point is that I want to get to lock in with you here. If we didn't support Israel, we would be faced with, in a very short period of time, a strengthened terrorist state in this world. Flat out. The fact that we do have the ability to put boots on the ground and share information with Israel gives us a presence in that area of the world, and at least forces the terrorist organizations to get underground with their stuff, because when they don't, they get blown the hell up, right? I mean, this is what we're talking about with this. There is a strategic security and financial interest in us maintaining a presence and support for Israel. 100%. Philosophically, you can, differentiate from that. If you don't care about protecting, these folks on any level, hey man, I disagree with you, but that's your opinion. Cool. What ifs. But at least be consistent in that. Because the same people that say we shouldn't be supporting Israel were the ones that expected us to go in and back and support Ukraine when it's not even remotely close. That's apples and oranges right there, all right, in a major, major way. And so be consistent across the board is what my, to the young folks out there. But there truly is a financial benefit to America across the board economically, and a national security benefit for us to maintain support and presence, a partnership, solid one, with Israel, 100%. That's why this whole getaway, that's not a smart move. Okay, you got to think bigger, think deeper, think longer on this, and it'll start to come together. Look into these things that I'm talking about. Obviously, I'm just hitting the topic, the surface of this stuff. It's because this is a little video or whatever. But do some Googling into it, research into it, and you'll understand what financial benefits, what security benefits America has by sticking together with, in their support and in their partnership, if you will, with Israel. And it'll start to come clean. Okay, and again, philosophically, you can disagree with it. Totally get it. I don't agree with that opinion, but I could understand how you could come to that, and therefore, it is what it is. But we need to keep that support up. And the other point I made, this isn't a new deal, all right? Stop bringing this up like it's a new topic. Okay, this has been around for 50, 60 years going on, in discussion on political sides. And it used to be both sides were very clear that we're going to continue to support Israel because it's a smart and it's the right thing to do. So anyway, tight lines.